We started yesterday a Sicha, which is sorry, allergies. Yeah, we started yesterday a Sicha in Chelek Yud Zayin. It's a Sicha in Pirkei Avos, page 365. Rab Chanina Skan HaKohanim said that you should daven for the monarchy, daven for the success of the government, because if not for the fear of the government, Ishas Re'eu Chaim Beloi. Every person would just swallow his friends alive. So the Rebbe says, number one is Chazal. The Gemara says somebody who wants to learn Mila de Chasidusa, somebody who's a chassid, or somebody who man exact lashon man de boile meheve chasida, somebody who wants to be a chassid, let him learn Mila de Avos. So which means that Masechta Avos is for somebody who wants to be at the level of a chassid, which is lefnei mishur sadin. So chayra have a mispalel b'shloimy shamalchus. It's a very what does it have to do with Lefnim Yishur Sadin? Adarab, person not to go kill somebody else. That's the bare minimum that a person should be careful of. Also, what's this lashon of Chaim Beloi? Why not say lashon of killing? Then third thing we said, everything is totally on Yidden. So this idea of Yishus Chaim Beloi is also by Yidden. So the Chayra, and what type of Yid are we saying? A Re'eu, a friend. Why would somebody swallow up like this lashon of should not swallow his friend? Like why would somebody swallow a friend? Okay, then we said that Chanina Mitradian says the next part of the Mishnah says Shnaim Sheyeshvim, and they don't have Torah, so they're Meishav Leitzim. B'Shnaim Sheyeshvim Yesh B'neim Divrei Torah. So we spoke about many times that the Seder of Mishnayos is very exact, and what is this Shnaim Sheyeshvim? Two people learning Torah, or two people who are sitting and not learning Torah. What does it have to do with Mispal B'Shloimy Shamachos? Fine. So the Rebbe said in Gimel that since, like we said, Masechta Avos is Mila de Chasidusa, so which means that the Hira is for every Yid is dependent on. So basically, this Yid that we're talking about is somebody who is learning, davening, doing everything that he has to. The only thing he's lacking is midas chassidus. He's not a lefnim mishur sadin type of guy. So you're not going to say, if not for the monarchy, they're going to kill. We're talking about good people over here. So what's the vort? The vort is that this guy is so, I don't know, obsessed with himself, or so, I guess he feels that he's like at the highest level. What? Yeah, I don't know if it's a narcissist. I don't know. I don't know what the exact English word to call him. But he's like, feels that he's a Yid who learns Torah, does mitzvahs, does it at the highest level. So this guy who's lower than him, Adrab, if he wants to really gain and what's the lesson that he wants to feel the koyach hatera, use these expressions. So he has to be around me. He has to be subjugated. He has to be bottled to me. So that's what this pasuk. Ilmali meira, and we didn't touch up yet. Meira is ilmali meira, or having mispal b'shleim yishamachus. Why? Because if not for the meira, ishus re'eu chaim b'loi, which means that this person who's on paper on a higher level than the second person will just tell or convince himself that this person who's on a lower level than me, Baruchnius, has to be bottled to me and hang around me and be on my side in order to be closer to God. So that's basically what's going on, what we learned yesterday. Okay, so now he says in Dalid, we have 15 minutes, let's finish the Sikha. So now he says in David, Kidei zu shel zan azah hergish, or hanoga is nit genug, aseh chelike hasbara. So, in order to dissuade this person, this attitude and approach, so now we're saying that a logical explanation is not enough. When you look at logic, we're not talking about a bad person over here. It's not earth for Taina. So then, al pisechol, there's a place for such a claim. Safe kol safe is a dachakadon teda und kiyem mitzvahs. In der Zeit, wenn Re'eu ist gar weit von der Madriga und der Cheshman ist emes und ausgehalten Leute derech und Mas von Teda. Fragte, wie jenem darf ankommen zu ihm und limit der Teda und nachher kiyem mitzvahs. So, al pisechol, the guy makes a lot of sense. I don't know if it's Gadol there, but he's the Shleimus and Teda. And this guy is lower than me, so he should really hang around me and be bottle. Und der Reber, afilu noch der ganze Hasbara, and he says, wie bald nor Secheldiker. Cheshbon, also darf sich führen anders, wird noch alt nicht kennen abtreten von seiner Hanoche. Also der darf sein Bottle und Balu und sein Metzies. So when he comes to Sechel makes a lot of sense that this person who's on a lower level than him should be bottle. That's a lashon balua. Should be absorbed. He should be swallowed in the first man's metzias. So what's the eitzah? How do you negate this? The eitzah tzupel zayin by zich shlilas hanal kideboy is to mekayim zayin the heidof and the mishnah. So how do you negate this? How do you get this emotion or this ideology out of your head? Is have a mispal b'shloimy should have for the shloim of the malchus of the king. But durch them wird bei ihm der weckt werden die Meirov von Melech Malchem Bachum Kadosh Baruch Hu. So through the person davening for the malchus, and what does it mean that he's davening on through the malchus? He says, and he's going to explain what that means. Yeah, but there's a higher authority, but basically through thinking about the higher authority, you're going to, he's going to explain to Hasbar in them, you're going to be able to, once you to think about Hashem, and that will be able for you to be poil that this balua thing, that you feel this need that this guy should be swallowed with in your mitzias, will go away. Okay. That's bar in them. What's the explanation? So he says, our sages teach us that the government on earth reflects the government in heaven. Kiyadua, like it's known, page 368. As it's known that the government, like the monarchy on earth, descends through the continuation basically comes from the monarchy above. Der Melech Dolam Mata hat sein Shedish in sein Sar Lamaila. So the Melech down over here has a source of like Sar above. When the Shedish from the Sar is in a Hechadarge, and the source of the Sar is a higher level. So basically, like we said, the monarchy on earth descends through the creation from heavenly monarchy. So the king is rooted in the level of minister, and that minister is rooted in a higher level, and it goes higher and higher. For the highest over the high waits up to the Melech Malchem HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Therefore it's verstandig, so now it's understood. So when there is this idea of the welfare of the monarchy, so when you have this idea that the welfare of the monarchy is in a stable state, and the rulership of the monarchy on earth is robust, is the emes tam v'sibus to them. Why is that? Well, in machus da'ara zok zichareis der sherish machus da'rakia machus shal kadosh baruch hu mitagreis etikiv. So when you have the monarchy is stable and it's robust over here, so then what happens is the real reason and cause for this is because the source of the monarchy on earth is revealed, namely the monarchy in heaven with a great force. Therefore, when Ayid was halt shown by Milah Chasadusa, V'mela Zeter Yeder Inyan V'yer Islamitase, is sein Tfila in them, Inyan for Shloimy Shal Malchus, filled in them, biz, mit Ariya Muchshis, Malchus Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So therefore, when a Yid behaves, behavior emulates, like we said, Mila de Chasidusa, the Yid perceives the truth of every matter, then in his davening, like he's davening for the welfare of the government, he can sense, and in fact he can visualize the Malchus of Hashem. The fear of the King of Hashem is awakened within him through the fear of Hashem, or through the earth. So the fear of Hashem is basically the so when he thinks into the Malchus Da'ara, or the monarchy down over here, that causes a hergish to have a mirror of Hashem. The Eitza Yira for them Eberstein pelt as bayim vert nichna oichti his nasus. So when he has the proper fear of Hashem, so that's going to be put on him that he doesn't become arrogant. Sein Grace halt sich legabe atzweiten. Malchus Yisbarich is doch Yishava umashver kotem gadol. The gadol shebekdalim was the gari nit teifes makom punkt wie der kotem shebekdalim. So when a person has this level that he thinks into the monarchy of the king, so we know the monarchy of the king comes from where? Comes from Malchus Derakia. So once he contemplates and thinks the greatness of the Tsar, he'll eventually come to the level to realize that this all comes from, because this is a good man, like we said, a person who's very pious and high level. He's going to come to the level of Malchusei, have a fear of Hashem. And that's, once he has the fear of Hashem, which Hashem, everything is equal, so he's not going to look at himself that he's higher than the second person. Okay. Hey, the Yitzhahara is aber an Uman. The Yitzhahara is very, he's a craftsman, he's smart. Und sein Arbeit zu abführen, the mention from Derech HaYasher, his job is to take away the person from a straight path. Die Rebbe ist nicht genug, das, was allein mit seiner eigenen Keches wird sich missbeinen sein. In Ihnen von Shloimy Shal Malchus, as Malchus is kein Malchus Derakia canal, it's not enough for him to just think into the monarchy of down over here, which will come to express and think about the monarchy above. Warum? Es ist alle und noch a gewisses Mann soll these Beines aufhören zu wirken dabei. Eventually what's going to happen is that this excitement that he gets from it will stop. So the Tachbol Yetzer, because the Yitzhahara is going to get him involved, mess him up. Bis zu mehr werden abgeschwacht und in ganzen is bad geworden. And then his whole fear and everything will be nullified. Therefore is mudgish. In the Hira, what do we say? Have a mispalel b'shtem shemachos. A person should daven for the peace of the monarchy. Nit verlassen sich nur auf die Hisbonnos mit die eigene Kirches, not to just rely on your own powers, nor muss ankommen zu mispalel sein. He has to daven in. He has to daven about it. So tefillah ton und ausbeten, as the Ebershter soll ihm helfen, betuve b'chasdei chesed chinem, k'may marzal, malak l'sh baruch ha'izri, ni yochel l'k'kanal. You're asking Hashem to help you with this avodah. Biz, as durch der Malchus Da'ara soll makar sein, und they're feeling the Ebershter's Malchus, that him, through him contemplating about the monarchy of the government, about the monarchy, which is the government, automatically he will feel Hashem's Malchus. So it's davening. He's asking Hashem to help him out. Vav. Der mit wird sein moving der weitere Hemshich von der Mishnah. Now we could appreciate the wording. And the Mishnah says, when two people are sitting, and Alan and Torah, der richtige Beweis als der Adam, was halt bei ihm milde Chassidus nachdem wie hat gelernt Torah, kide boy in ihm Zorin Mitzvahs, hat beim so warten gewesen sein Gefühl von Isnasus und Gaivel dem Zulas. So the person wants to know, or if you want to see about the person, that he really does not look at the person next to him as second-class citizen, or that he's better. So is in them was sein Lernen Torah and even for Shnaim Sheyesh, that when he learns Torah, it's in a way of Shnaim Sheyesh. What does that mean? Babir. Ikar Metzias von alle mit Torah, was wegen ihm redt sich in Pirkei Avos Kanal. So what's the main Metzias of somebody who learns Torah? Is as Gufa sein Esek in Torah. What does it mean somebody who's learning Torah? He's involved in Torah. When Allah seine anderen Yonim sein nicht mehr wie atofete Sachen. Everything that he has besides for Torah is basically secondary. And wie der Pasuk sagt, Al Yisalo b'chacham v'chachmasei, like the Pasuk says that a wise man should not be arrogant and be haughty, who because he has chachma. And Hagiber b'gvurasa is somebody who's strong. He should not boast about it. Somebody who's wise not boast about his wisdom. Somebody who's strong should not boast about his gvura. Asher b'asher, somebody who's wealthy shouldn't boast about his wealth. Was chachma ugvura und ashir sind Sachen, was andere sich im Ganzen ist ganz von Zman. Ki im bezeis yisalo asechel v'yadei. Because we know that he understands Torah, and kihem chayim v'rechemina v'derech razal menechani kol umenei shabayim ve'enini melamed es b'ni ala Torah b'na'arusi b'skunusei. So again, the person should not, wise man shouldn't boast about his wisdom, the strong about his strength, the rich about his riches. As wisdom, strength, and riches, they fluctuate with time. As we see, a guy's up and then the next day he's down. And a guy could be the strongest and somebody else comes is stronger than him. A guy thinks he's so smart and somebody else comes and shows him that he's not, he's smarter. What does it say? But let him exalt in this, that he understands and knows me. Torah is constant and eternal. For it's our life and the length of our days. And this idea is likewise expressed what Chazal say, I set aside all worldly trades, and I teach my son only Torah in his youth and his old age. As Torah. Is there emesim mahus from their esik Torah? So since Torah is the real essence of the person occupied in study, is moving as their bittul from zayin mahus and mitzias vert gemust late in hergish bittul was their hot by him learn Torah. So it's understood that the bittul of the essence and being will be measured by the degree of bittul he feels while learning Torah. And thus is the diok, and this is the nuance, this is the expression, this is the point of Shnaim Sheyesh Nechuli. Kozman as the limit is Magishas is Einer for Yeshiva Esik Torah. Is the Chacham Esik Mechad Chidushim and Torah. Is Zain Seichel is Zain learning it by Ifm Shnaim Sheyesh. So Kozman that this scholar is busy innovating and he's studying and he is the one who's sitting and learning Torah, then his study doesn't conform to somebody who's Shnaim Sheyesh. Nidvi Tzvei was learning Zitzendik Magleich. So you don't have basically two people who are sitting equally. In a gleiche yeshiva, bald halt sich fire Rosh Yeshiva. Since this guy holds very highly, he holds of Rosh Yeshiva. And zweiten, the eine was sitzt wie a Talmud, und wenn weiß welche Shura, und weiß wer weiß welche Shura. It's like somebody who's like sitting in front of Rosh Yeshiva, and he doesn't. They're not equal. Dafke when there's bottle mit the emes. So only when a person is truly in a state of bittul, demalt is ein limit mit dem Ne'echule innen von Yishayim Sheyesh from Kechot. So dafke when a person is in a state of bittul, so then his learning with his friend is like two sit, as one. Without one learner feeling superior even over the other. Demalt where Shechina shtuya v'Shechina is the gilei from Machus Yishal Kadosh Baruch Hu. So then what do you have? Then you have the divine presence, which that's the manifestation of Hashem's monarchy, and it rests there. As it's known that when a Yid affects on himself the bittul of having mispal b'shnei mishal malchus canal, and we explained what does it mean mispal b'shnei mishal malchus, which means that he's davening that he should be at the level. What does it mean shnei mishal malchus? That he should have a bittul to Hashem. So he's davening that he has a bittul to Hashem. As is b'china shnaim sheyesh v'damot l'shchina shtuya. Es wird nizgala the b'china von machus shel Kadosh Baruch Hu machus d'rakia. Vidas is mitzad atzmei. Nicht nur durch Slapshus und machus d'arei, was durch dem wird die Shneim Sayira und bittul zu Likus. Vidas is mitzad HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So when a Yid brings himself to the level of bittul, which is davening for the welfare of the monarchy, as discussed, the level of tu sit, the Shechina rests, Hashem's government, his monarchy, which is the heavenly monarchy, is revealed as is truly not just as enclosed on the earth. In turn, this leads the person to the level of fear and bittul to Hashem, the way it's from Hashem's perspective. Okay, Zayin, last one. Apikal nalvet min oich verstehen dem Loshin in dem Seder Pasuk, was brings sich in der Mishnah, as nidbru yira Hashem yishal de'ev v'yakshav Hashem v'yishmar v'yikasav sefer zikaron l'fanav l'yira Hashem l'cheshev v'shemay. Now we could appreciate what the Pasuk says. And then the God-fearing people spoke to one another. Hashem listened and heard, and a scroll of remembrance was written at His command concerning those who fear Hashem and meditate on His name. The Cher v'bald min leto v'egnish taim sheyesh v'yesh b'neim teida divrei teida harvas rufmen ze on yirei Hashem uvas is done agea ze ansurufim mitar teir. If we're discussing two who sit and learn Torah, then why would we refer to them as God-fearing people? And why is it relevant to refer to them here using this term? So he says, "Das was yesh b'neim divrei Torah, poiled as shchina shtuya b'neim." Is their far, while the nidbru is in an ifim for yirei Hashem. So the fact that they exchange words of Torah, this leads to the Shekhinah rests upon them, because their way of speaking to one another is in a manner of God-fearing people. By Zeh is durch them mispal v'shtem mishal malchus ki yitzim zeh the yirah von melech malcham melcham HaKadosh Baruch Hu an ifim von gila v'nikar. So now they have an open, visible fear of Hashem, and their speaking in Torah is due to because they have a fear of, because they're God-fearing people who spoke to one another. Azeh nidbru is Torah is in tzad them was sie sein in der Darga von Yira Hashem Yishal Re'eu, der Hebech von Ishas Re'eu Chaim Beloi, der Fahr kum Zeh zu durch Zeh Limon Tater zu der Madrega von Chesh Vishmei, Kreil Eich, as by Zeh der Herzich as Kol HaTorah is Shmo Yisrael Shal Kodesh Baruch Hu. So by them, they are so bottled, and their speaking in Torah is due to their status of their God-fearing people who spoke to one another. So their Yir Hashem, their God-fearing people, represents like the antithesis of someone who would swallow his friend alive. So therefore, their study leads to meditate on His name, including their recognition, also that the entire Torah consists of the names of Hashem. So basically, just to sum it up, the having mispal b'shtem yishal malchus means that you're talking about a person who's very, very high level. So what do we say? Having mispal, he should have the level of bittul, that he should have the level that he's batal to Hashem. And once he's batal to Hashem, then if he doesn't have that, then what's going to happen? If he doesn't have that, then he's going to feel that he's superior, and he's going to feel that the other person has to be batal to him, and he will never look at somebody equal to him. Okay.